Welcome, dear listener, to this gentle space of rest and peace. Tonight's story, fall asleep fast tonight, relaxing bedtime story with calming music, the Narrator, has been created especially for you to calm your mind, ease your body, and help you drift into a night of deep, restorative sleep. After the weight of a long, stressful day, your heart deserves kindness, your thoughts deserve silence, and your body deserves rest. As you listen, let each word move like a soft wave, carrying away the heaviness of your worries. Imagine yourself wrapped in a safe cocoon of serenity where only peace exists. This is not just a story, it is a gentle journey. A journey where the music of calm winds and soft melodies blend with soothing words, guiding you through quiet gardens, starry skies, and places where your soul can heal. So close your eyes, take a slow breath in, and let it out with ease. Allow your heartbeat to slow down. Tonight you're safe. Tonight you are loved. And tonight you will sleep deeply. Now let us begin the story. The sun was slowly setting behind the quiet horizon, casting soft golden and pink colors across the sky. It was that peaceful moment of evening when the world seemed to take a long, deep breath, as though the day itself was ready to rest. The air was gentle, warm yet cool enough to soothe the skin, carrying with it the faint fragrance of blooming jasmine and fresh grass. You are walking slowly along a quiet path, each step unhurried, each moment meant only for you. With every step, your body begins to let go. The weight of the day, the tasks, the responsibilities, the racing thoughts all begin to dissolve into the soft glow of twilight. Far ahead, you notice a small wooden bridge crossing over a calm stream. The water flows gently, its surface reflecting the pastel colors of the fading sun. You pause there, resting your hands lightly on the railing of the bridge, and listen. The sound of the stream is delicate, like nature's lullaby, and in that sound, you feel comfort. It is as though the water carries away the last pieces of tension lingering inside you. The breeze picks up slightly, moving the leaves in the trees above you. They rustle softly like whispers of reassurance. You are safe. You are cared for. You can let go now. You take a deep breath in and let it out slowly. With every exhale, you release the day. With every inhale, you invite peace. As you continue along the path, you see lanterns beginning to glow one by one, lining the trail. Their light is not harsh, but warm and golden, like little stars guiding your way forward. You notice the gentle hum of crickets beginning their evening song in the background. The world is alive yet calm, moving into its nightly rhythm of rest. The path leads to a wide meadow where the sky stretches open above you, painted with hues of lavender and silver. Tiny stars begin to peek through, twinkling softly as though they too are preparing for slumber. In the distance, the first notes of calming music drift through the air, soft, slow, like a piano playing far away, blending with the night itself. You follow the sound and find a cozy clearing. A blanket has been laid out in the grass, waiting just for you. You sit down, feeling the earth firm and grounding beneath you, and then slowly recline onto the soft fabric. The grass cradles you, cool and fresh, while the blanket warms you gently. Above, the stars begin to multiply, filling the night with their quiet presence. The calming music seems to surround you now. It is almost as if the earth itself is playing this melody for you, for your heart, for your mind, for your soul. With every note, your breath becomes slower. With every pause, your body sinks deeper into rest. You close your eyes for a moment, and when you open them again, the stars above have grown brighter, as though the universe is encouraging you to dream. A soft voice inside you whispers, "This is your time. This is your sanctuary. This is where you heal." The music shifts slightly, becoming even gentler, weaving with the sounds of the night, the crickets, the distant rustle of leaves, the hush of the breeze. It is a perfect harmony, a lullaby made just for you. Your thoughts, which may have been busy only moments ago, begin to slow. Like clouds drifting across the sky, they fade, leaving only calm. There is no need to plan, no need to remember, no need to worry. You are simply here in this moment of peace. As the music plays, you imagine each note as a drop of water falling into a still pond inside your mind. Each drop creates ripples that soothe, ripples that relax, ripples that wash away any remaining worry. You notice your body feels heavier now, but in a pleasant way, as though gravity itself is a gentle embrace. Your arms rest softly at your sides. Your legs feel comfortable and warm. Even your face relaxes, the tiny muscles letting go, your jaw soft, your forehead smooth. Time begins to stretch, becoming unimportant. You are not bound by the clock. You are not bound by the demands of the day. You are free here, resting in the rhythm of the night. Far in the distance, you hear the low call of an owl, deep, calm, steady. It feels like nature's reminder that nighttime is a place of safety, of rest, of renewal. As you lie there, the stars seem to move closer, as if bending down to watch over you. One star in particular catches your attention, brighter, larger, glowing with a steady, comforting light. You focus on it, letting your mind rest upon its glow. And then you imagine that this star is a guide. Slowly, gently, it begins to tell you a story made of light, of calm, of healing. The star whispers that all worries are temporary, that all storms pass, and that rest is the gift that restores everything. You feel tears of release almost forming, but not from sadness. They are tears of letting go, tears of relief, tears that say, I am finally allowed to rest. The star's glow seems to wrap around you like a soft blanket, and as it does, the music becomes even softer, blending with the rhythm of your heartbeat. In this moment, your breath is slow, your body is calm, your mind is quiet, and slowly, as though the night itself is cradling you, you begin to drift. The path, the meadow, the music, the stars, they remain with you, but they also fade into the background, becoming the gentle foundation of your dreams. You are safe, you are peaceful, you are falling into deep, healing sleep. The night has deepened. The meadow around you has grown quieter, softer, more serene. The music continues in the background, but now it is gentler, like a whisper, the faint sound of piano notes, and the low hum of strings weaving together like a lullaby. You are still lying on the blanket in the grass, the stars above glowing brighter than before. The air feels cooler now, crisp yet comforting, as if nature itself has wrapped you in its embrace. The breeze brushes against your skin, reminding you that you are safe, cared for, and deeply relaxed. Your eyes, heavy but calm, blink slowly as you notice the glowing star you were watching earlier. It seems even brighter now. Its light pulses gently, like a heartbeat, steady and soothing. You find yourself mesmerized, letting your mind drift further into its glow. And then something magical happens. The star begins to shimmer, its light extending downward like a pathway of silver dust. The trail glimmers across the sky, reaching all the way down to the meadow where you rest. It feels like an invitation, a doorway into dreams. You rise slowly, but with no effort. Your body feels weightless now, as though the heaviness of the day has completely melted away. As you stand, the soft grass beneath your feet feels cool and grounding, but your steps are so light. It is as if you are gliding. You begin to follow the trail of silver starlight. Each step takes you closer to the glow, and as you move forward, the world around you begins to shift. The meadow stretches out, becoming softer, dreamier. The colors of the night grow deeper, the blues, the silvers, the violets blending together in a way that feels like a living painting. The music too changes. Slightly, it carries a more dreamlike quality now, with long, drawn-out notes that seem to echo and fade into the distance. It feels less like music played on instruments and more like music created by the universe itself. A song of stars and night skies. The starry pathway leads you toward a gentle hill. At the top, you see a small archway made of vines and flowers. Glowing faintly in the starlight, you step closer, and as you do, the flowers begin to bloom, their petals opening wide, releasing a fragrance that is both sweet and calming. Lavender, jasmine, a hint of vanilla. Scents that comfort the senses and invite deeper relaxation. You pass beneath the archway, and suddenly, the world changes again. You are no longer in the meadow. You are now walking through a dreamlike forest. The trees are tall and graceful, their leaves shimmering as though woven from starlight. The ground is soft, covered in moss that glows faintly beneath your feet, lighting your path forward. The air here is filled with the sound of distant streams and the quiet songs of night birds. Everything feels alive, yet quiet, peaceful. The kind of place where time doesn't exist. You keep moving forward, slowly, easily, guided by the stars' glowing trail. With every step, your breath becomes slower. With every step, your mind grows quieter. With every step, you fall deeper into the embrace of sleep. You come across a small clearing where a crystal clear pond reflects the night sky above. You pause here, gazing into the water. The surface is perfectly still, like a mirror, and you notice that the reflection shows not just the stars, but your inner calm. In the water, you see yourself not as someone tired or stressed, but as someone completely at peace, your body relaxed, your mind free. You kneel at the edge of the pond, dipping your fingers into the cool water. It ripples gently, creating patterns that glow with silver light. The ripples spread outward, and as they do, you feel the ripples within yourself, soft waves of calm spreading from your fingertips, through your arms, your chest, your whole body. You take a slow, deep breath and then rise once more. The starry path calls you forward. Deeper into the dreamlike forest you walk, passing under arches of glowing branches, stepping across bridges made of moonlight, and listening to the music of the night, a music that now seems to come from within. You as much as from around you. At last, the path opens into a wide, dreamlike valley. Here, the grass glows faintly, and fireflies dance in slow circles, their light moving in perfect rhythm with the calming music. The stars above feel closer than ever, as though you could reach out and touch them. And in the center of the valley stands a small cottage. Its windows glow warmly, golden light spilling into the night. Smoke drifts gently from the chimney, carrying with it the comforting scent of wood and herbs. You feel drawn to it, as though it has been waiting just for you. As you approach, the door opens softly without sound, welcoming you inside. The cottage is warm, cozy, safe. A fire burns quietly in the hearth, filling the room with golden light and gentle crackles. Soft chairs and blankets are scattered throughout, and shelves are filled with books, plants, and tiny glowing lanterns. But what captures your attention most is the sound. The same calming music you have been hearing outside flows within these walls as well. It feels as though the cottage itself is singing you to rest, to healing, to sleep. A chair near the fire seems to invite you. You sit, sinking deeply into its cushions, wrapped in the warmth of the flames. A blanket rests over your shoulders, soft and heavy, grounding you even more. You close your eyes, and in the safety of this cottage, your body finally surrenders fully. Your breathing slows to a gentle rhythm. Your heartbeat becomes steady, calm. Every muscle loosens. Every thought drifts. You hear the fire crackling. You hear the music weaving. You hear your own breath. steady and slowly. You drift deeper into dreams. The cottage, the fire, the music, the stars outside, they fade into the background, becoming part of your dreamscape. You are safe here. You are free here. You are deeply, completely at peace. And as you sink further, you realize sleep is no longer approaching. Sleep has already arrived. The cottage is quiet. The fire glows gently in the hearth, sending flickers of golden light dancing across the wooden walls. Outside, the forest hums with the soft music of night, the rustle of leaves, the whisper of the breeze, the faraway call of an owl. But inside, everything is warm, hushed, and safe. You're wrapped in a heavy blanket, your body sunk deeply into the chair. Each breath you take feels slower, longer, calmer. The rhythm of your breathing has become part of the music. Itself in and out, in and out. Your eyelids are heavy now, so heavy that it feels almost impossible to open them again, but you do not need to. You're safe here. You're at rest. The cottage cradles you the way the earth cradles the roots of trees. The fire makes a soft crackling sound, and you imagine the warmth of the flames moving into your chest, into your arms, and down through your legs. Each pop of the firewood feels like another knot of tension loosening. The chair beneath you is so soft, so deep. It almost feels like it is carrying you somewhere further, somewhere deeper. And then the music shifts. It becomes more delicate, more mysterious, as though calling you to follow. The sound is not outside anymore. It is within you, like a thread gently pulling your mind deeper into dreams. You find yourself rising, though your body is still resting in the chair. It is your dream self that moves now, floating lightly, leaving the heaviness of your physical body behind. You glance back and you can still see yourself resting by the fire, breathing deeply, safe beneath the blanket. But ahead, a doorway has appeared, one that glows softly, made of light and shadow, waiting to be opened. Without effort, you move toward it. The door swings open, and beyond it is a staircase, but not an ordinary staircase. It spirals downward, glowing faintly with silver light like a staircase carved from moonbeams. You begin to descend, step by slow step, each one taking you deeper. With every step, you feel yourself letting go more and more. With every step, your mind grows quieter, softer. With every step, you drift further into the heart of sleep. 10 steps down, you feel your body relax. 9 steps down, your breath becomes slower. 8 steps down, your thoughts begin to dissolve. 7 steps down, you feel lighter. 6 steps down, you're floating. 5 steps down, you're sinking into calm. 4 steps down, you're almost there. 3 steps down, so deeply relaxed. 2 steps down, peace fills you completely. 1 final step, and you arrive. At the bottom of the staircase, you find yourself standing in a vast, endless garden. It is unlike any garden you have ever seen before. The air is rich with the fragrance of night-blooming flowers, lilies, gardenias, soft roses that glow faintly with silver light. The grass beneath your feet is cool and velvety, sparkling as though dusted with starlight. Overhead, the sky is vast and endless. Stars shimmer in slow patterns, swirling as though they are dancing just for you. And in the center of the sky, the same glowing star from before shines brighter than ever, watching over you, guiding you still. You walk forward through the garden, and with each step, the flowers seem to lean toward you, as if they recognize you, as if they welcome you. The petals open wider, releasing more fragrance, more calm, more peace. At the heart of the garden is a fountain. Its water is crystal clear, and it flows in the gentlest rhythm, not rushing, not loud, but like a quiet lullaby. The fountain glows with soft blue light, and when you lean closer, you see that the water does not ripple the way ordinary water does. Instead, it shimmers like liquid starlight. You dip your hands into it, and the water feels cool, soothing. As you touch it, you Feel all the weight of your day dissolve completely, the worries, the thoughts, the noise, everything. It all drifts away with the shimmering water. You take a sip and instantly you feel lighter. Your body relaxes even more. Your mind grows even calmer. You are sinking deeper and deeper into the dream. Beyond the fountain, you notice a pathway made of soft white stones leading further into the garden. You follow it, moving slowly, peacefully. Along the path, small lanterns glow, each one flickering like a candle, guiding your way. The deeper you walk, the more dreamlike everything becomes. The trees seem to sway in slow motion. The air itself glows with a silver mist. The stars above shift gently, forming shapes and constellations that move like living dreams. Finally, the path leads to a large tree, the tallest in the garden. Its trunk is wide and glowing faintly, and its branches stretch endlessly into the sky. At its base is a hollow, and within the hollow rests a bed of moss and flowers, soft and inviting. You know instantly that this place has been prepared for you. Lie down in the mossy bed, feeling the softness embrace you, wrapping around your body like a cradle. The scent of flowers fills the air. The music of the fountain hums in the distance, and the glow of the lanterns creates a perfect cocoon of peace. Your breathing slows even further. Your mind drifts even deeper. You are safe. You are calm. You are completely at rest. The tree above you seems to hum, a deep, slow vibration that resonates within your chest. It is a lullaby of the earth itself, steady, timeless, eternal. You listen, and the sound carries you further. And as you drift, you realize something beautiful. You are no longer just resting in a story. You are part of the dream itself, the garden, the fountain, the flowers, the stars. They all exist within you, and you exist within them. There's no separation, no boundary, only peace, only rest. The music fades softer now, like a whisper, like the final song before silence, and you surrender completely, letting yourself sink into the deepest, calmest, most peaceful sleep. The rain had stopped hours ago, leaving behind streets washed clean and glistening in the silver breath of the moonlight. In the stillness of night, Sarah walked quietly through the city, her shoes making the faintest sound against the damp cobblestones. She wasn't rushing anymore. There was no place to hurry to, no destination pulling her like it had earlier in life. Instead, she moved slowly, savoring each step, as if every moment had expanded into something soft and timeless. Dot in the distance, she could see the old bridge. It stretched across a calm river like a ribbon of stone, its arches reflected perfectly. In the water, so clear it seemed to form an unbroken circle between earth and sky. The locals called it the Bridge of Quiet Echoes. Legend said that those who crossed it at night would hear the whispers of their own heart spoken back to them, like echoes carried gently on the wind. Sarah paused at the entrance to the bridge. Lanterns hung along its sides, swaying slightly in the breeze. Their light was soft and golden, as if the flame itself was tired and ready for rest. She inhaled deeply, letting the cool air fill her lungs, and stepped onto the first stone. The whisper of the bridge, with each step forward, Sarah felt the world grow quieter. The city noises, distant hum of cars, the chatter of night owls. The faint music spilling from open windows faded away, replaced only by the sound of her breathing and the gentle lapping of water below. Dot. About halfway across, she paused. The air felt different here. It wasn't just silence. It was a listening silence, as though the world itself had stilled to hear her. She closed her eyes. Dot, and then she heard it. Dot at first. It was faint, a soft murmur, like wind moving through tall grass. Then it grew clearer, words taking shape in the quiet. You are safe now. Sarah's eyes opened slowly. She looked around, but the bridge was empty. Just her, the lanterns, the river, and the stars. The voice was not from the outside, it had come from within. Yet the bridge had given it back to her, gentle and reassuring. She smiled. The words continued, not as full sentences, but as fragments, echoes of thoughts she hadn't let herself believe until now. You are enough. Rest is not weakness. The past does not bind you. Each whisper was like a feather falling softly into her heart, easing burdens she hadn't realized she still carried. Dot, meeting at the center. At the very middle of the bridge stood a single stone bench. Sarah sat down, leaning her hands on the cool surface beside her. The river beneath shimmered silver and endless, carrying reflections of the night sky. A man approached from the other end of the bridge. He walked slowly, as though he too had been drawn by the stillness. When he reached her, he offered a quiet smile. First time crossing, he asked in a low, calming tone. Sarah nodded. Yes, it's different than I expected. They say the bridge speaks, the man replied, sitting at the far end of the bench. But really, it just gives us space to listen. Sarah tilted her head thoughtfully. To ourselves? To what we've been trying to silence? He answered. For a long while they sat without speaking. Two strangers, side by side, sharing silence that felt strangely intimate. The lantern above flickered, and the reflection of its light in the river rippled with every passing breeze. Finally, Sarah whispered, I heard, you're safe now. The man's eyes softened. Then that's what you needed most. The story of the old monk. As they sat, the man began to share a story, his voice deep and soothing, carrying the rhythm of the river. Long ago, a monk lived on this bridge. He was old and frail, yet people said his eyes held the calm of 1,000 sunsets. Travelers would stop here and pour out their trouble spheres of failure, grief, anger, loneliness. He never said much back. Instead, he would simply sit with them, and in that quiet, they claimed they heard answers they didn't know they already carried. Sarah closed her eyes, imagining the monk. She pictured a man sitting where she now sat, his robes brushing against the stone, his presence gentle. Steady, unshakable, the man continued. When the monk passed, no one replaced him. But strangely, the bridge itself seemed to remember. People still came, and though no monk remained, they still heard whispers like yours. Sarah smiled faintly. Maybe the bridge still carries his silence. Maybe, the man agreed, his eyes reflecting the lantern light. Breathing with the river, Sarah leaned back, closing her eyes again. The rhythm of the water below seemed to match her breath. Inhale, and the river flowed forward. Exhale, and ripples spread outward. A cycle was endless, eternal, carrying no urgency, no rush. She allowed herself to surrender to that rhythm. Thoughts came, a little worries, memories, stray fragments of tomorrow's to-do list, but instead of clinging, she imagined setting each one on a tiny paper boat and placing it gently into the river. She watched each worry float away, drifting under. The arches disappearing into the horizon of night. Her shoulders loosened, her jaw softened. Even her heartbeat seemed to slow, sinking with the ancient calm of the water. Beside her, the man whispered something she could barely hear. "Let it. I'll go. The river knows the way." Crossing to the other side at last, Sarah stood. She felt lighter than when she had stepped onto the bridge, as though a part of her had been left behind on the stone, something heavy she no longer needed. The man rose as well. "Where are you headed?" he asked. "I don't know," she admitted. "Honestly, but maybe that's okay." He chuckled softly. "It usually is." Together, they walked toward the far end of the bridge, their steps slow, unhurried. Lanterns swayed gently in farewell, and the whispers grew quieter, fading into silence. When Sarah finally stepped onto the far side, she turned back. The bridge stood gleaming under the moon, timeless and unchanging, yet she knew she was not the same person who had stepped onto it. She placed her hand over her chest, where the whispers still lingered. "You are safe now," and she believed it. The night beyond the bridge, the city stretched before her, yet it no longer felt overwhelming. The lights didn't scream of chaos, these shimmered like stars fallen to earth, gentle and guiding. Somewhere in the distance, faint music played, but now it sounded like a lullaby instead of noise. Sarah walked slowly down the path, carrying the calm of the bridge within her. Each step forward was steady, peaceful, like the world itself had slowed to match her breathing. The man had gone his own way, but Sarah didn't feel alone. She carried the presence of the bridge, the whispers of her own heart, and the memory of the monk who had once listened in silence. The night was no longer heavy, it was a blanket, wrapping her in stillness, gentle closing, sleep induction. And so, dear listener, as you walk with Sarah off the bridge of quiet echoes, imagine yourself too carrying this calm into your own night. The whispers of your heart are here, reminding you you're safe now. You are enough. You can rest. Feel the soft rhythm of your breath, like the river flowing endlessly without effort. Imagine setting your worries onto paper boats and watching them drift away, leaving you lighter with every exhale. The bridge has carried you across, and now, here on the other side, there is nothing more to do. Only rest, only peace. let your eyes grow heavy. Let your body sink into the softness beneath you. Let your thoughts dissolve into still water dot, and as you drift, know that the night itself is holding you, whispering gently, "You are safe. You can sleep now." The city lay in its final hush. Even the faintest sounds, footsteps of a late-night wanderer, the low rumble of a distant subway, the rustle of a breeze against forgotten leaves seemed softened, as though wrapped in a blanket of velvet stillness. The moon had drifted high above, serene and unwavering, spilling its silver light onto the sleeping rooftops dot inside the little apartment. The room where this journey had begun was now completely at rest. The lamp, dimmed to its lowest glow, flickered faintly like a firefly caught between wakefulness and sleep. The gentle music, soft piano notes threaded with distant hums of ocean waves played steadily, neither rising nor falling, but flowing like an endless river that never rushed. Ethan lay in his chair, eyes closed, his breathing calm and steady. Was not asleep yet, but he was not awake either. He floated in that delicate place where thought is no longer tangled, where memory drifts in pieces, where the heart is neither hurried nor burdened. He felt lighter than he had in years. A city that sleeps too outside, the city that never sleeps was, in fact, sleeping. Windows glowed faintly here and there, like stars left behind on Earth. Even the restless energy of New York had given itself permission to pause. It was as if the entire world had joined him in surrender now, one chasing time, no one carrying weight, no one demanding more of themselves than a moment of stillness. The music whispered through the night. Every note was a thread, weaving through the air, stitching together the quiet. Every pause between notes was a deep breath, reminding the listener that silence too was part of the healing. Ethan let the melody carry him further. His body, which had once felt heavy from the burdens of endless days, now felt light. His mind, once sharp and busy with constant thinking, now felt softened, as if the thoughts had curled themselves into little clouds, floating far away, dissolving into the horizon. A story of letting go in his drifting state. Ethan imagined he was walking through Central Park again, only this time it was not evening, but twilight before dawn. The trees stood tall, their leaves shimmering faintly under moonlight. The grass was cool beneath his bare feet, and the air smelled of wet earth after rain. But there was something unusual. He carried nothing. Not his bag, not his phone, not even the weight of his usual thoughts. He simply walked, unburdened. Ahead, he saw benches lined with memories. Each one held a shadow of his life, a memory of a busy day, a worry, a mistake, a regret. They were all there, waiting for him. Instead of fear, he felt kindness rise within him. He smiled at each shadow, whispered, "Thank you," and continued walking. He realized they had served him, taught him, shaped him, but now they no longer needed to follow. One by one, the shadows bowed their heads and dissolved into the cool morning air, leaving the benches empty. The park grew lighter, freer, and so did Ethan. The gentle universe, the music shifted slightly, the notes echoing with longer pauses, mimicking the rhythm of the universe itself, slow, patient, infinite. Above him, the stars stretched endlessly. Some shone brighter, some dimmer, but all together they painted a reminder that everything has its place, its moment, its role in the larger picture. Ethan felt himself floating upward, weightless, drifting toward the stars. He did not resist. He did not cling to the ground. He allowed himself to be carried, to be part of something vast yet deeply calm. The night whispered to him, "You are small, yet infinite. You are temporary, yet eternal. You are here, and that is enough." A tear slipped from the corner of his eye, not of sadness, but of release. For so long, he had carried the belief that he needed to hold everything together, to keep moving, to never stop. Now he understood stillness was not weakness. Rest was not failure. Quiet was not emptiness. Stillness was healing. Rest was renewal. Quiet was peace. The ocean inside the music changed again, now blending with sounds of the oceanital waves kissing the shore. Pulling back, returning again in eternal rhythm, Ethan saw himself standing on a beach at night, barefoot, the sand cool beneath him. The waves stretched endlessly before him, glowing faintly under the moonlight. Each wave carried away a little more of his worry, a little more of his doubt, a little more of his fear. Step by step, he walked into the water. The waves rose to his ankles, then to his knees, then to his chest, but he was not afraid. He floated, easily, the ocean cradling him like a mother holds her child. There was no past here, no future, only this moment. The sound of water, the rhythm of breath, the beat of a calm, steady heart, the final rest as the last notes of music played. Softly in the background, Ethan finally surrendered. His body melted into the chair. His mind released its last thread of awareness, and his breathing became the deep, slow rhythm of someone embraced by sleep. The night wrapped itself around him, warm and forgiving. The moon continued to shine. The stars continued to glow, and the city continued to rest. But inside his small apartment, inside his small but infinite world, Ethan had found what he had been searching for all along. Peace. Not the peace of escape, not the peace of having solved every problem, but the peace of simply being here, alive, breathing, resting that. And as he drifted fully into sleep, the music whispered one last time, "You are safe. You are loved. You can rest now." As you listen to this story, let your own mind find the same gentle path. Release what you do not need. Let go of the thoughts waiting on the benches of your mind. Allow the ocean within you to carry them away. Breathe, rest, sleep. Tonight, like Ethan, you too can drift into the arms of peace. Good night.